Hello everyone, welcome back to Satisfactory Update 4. My name is Arctic Wolf. And it's been a while since the end of the last episode. If you can't tell, my voice has been a little bit hoarse lately, and I have not been able to talk hardly at all. So I've been basically unable to record a video for like 2 weeks, which is a bummer because Update 4 came out and I was super excited to start making videos on it, and then I lose my voice and I can't talk. It's coming back now, but it still sounds kind of raspy. I apologize for that, but you guys have been waiting long enough. I've been waiting long enough. I want to play, so here's what we're doing. I built a couple of things around the base, just like some basic outlines of what I'm planning here. Like I said in the last episode, we got the road going that way. I built a couple of foundations on that, and same at that end. And then behind my little watchtower here, I built a really, really long pathway. This thing goes all the way across the desert, all the way to. There's a bunch of iron back there. What I did do is clear out all of the tops of all the nodes and all the resource deposits that were just scattered around the desert. I did notice a few changes for Update 4 versus Update 3. In your inventory, let's just open up my inventory here. Tab, there it is. It changed the stack limits. Anything that used to have a stack limit of 100, as far as like the metal rods and the metal plates and the cable, now has a stack limit of 200, which means you can carry twice as much. And the best one is they pushed the stack limit for concrete from 200 to 500, which is fantastic because you can carry 2.5 times as much concrete, which just in general means more building and less running back and forth to the storage bins, which is fantastic because if you take a truck and you pack its storage bin full of whatever, and I think the drones can deliver you items to a location from a storage bin, which I haven't gotten into them yet, but we will be very soon. Let's see here. Yeah, very soon we're going to be getting into more advanced stuff. But I put this assembler here. It's the only one. I had to craft the rotors and the reinforced iron plates for that by hand, and then that was after the Update 4 launch, which is when I noticed this little feature here. I heard about it. I read the patch notes that said you could do it. People were using the tab in your inventory trick to lock in their crafting. Hold shift, tap spacebar. I'm not touching the keyboard or the mouse, and it's crafting by itself. I can get up, go to the bathroom, get a drink, come back, sit down, and go on about my business without interrupting my crafting time, which is fantastic. I don't have to set like a coffee cup on my spacebar or anything like that anymore. It's great. So they did that. Also, all the colors seem to have been enhanced just a touch. Just a little bit brighter. Like the whole UI is just a little bit cleaner. So they're doing a really good job. All right. And then to get off of this, to unlock your crafting bench, which, by the way, if you're crafting, say you're crafting the biofuel and you're making your biomass, and then you're done making the biomass and you want to start making the biofuel, you can just click on the thing you want to build and it'll keep that depressed and you can still craft it. So switching between recipes and a big crafting job is really easy now, which is fantastic. And they left in that thing about if you're chinking on the node and you tab in your inventory and then tab out, it just keeps doing it. Same kind of situation. They're like, yeah, we can allow that. So that's completely dev intended now, which is fantastic. Sort. Throw in all the biofuel and biomass I have. And that. Alright. Up next, we have to get the A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink up and going. I've turned in quite a bit of stuff in the MAM to unlock quite a bit of stuff. We got an alternate recipe that's ready to collect. I found one hard drive. Hard drive. I'm looking at these recipes. I'm thinking I'm not really a big fan of the alloy recipes. I mean, you do get a bunch extra for the amount you get. I think I want more copper than iron, or do I want more iron than copper? Or do I don't want to use regular Carterium or Carterium for regular wire, even at 1:8 ratio. I mean, that is an insane amount of wire you can get out of one ingot. For sure, 120 a minute. But I think the alternate iron recipe in the long run is going to end up paying it out better. It'd be better to get it earlier. We'll end up getting them all anyway, eventually. But for now, I think I want to grab iron alloy. So we're going to do that. Go ahead and let me know if I messed up down there in the comments. I'll be glad to hear it. Now, I'm going to go find a node of some kind out there that's something and get a little setup going so that I can get the A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink going. We're just going to pull some stuff out of the ground, smelt it into ingots, and throw it in the A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink just to get some points accumulated so that we can unlock some stuff in there so that we can build what I'm trying to build here. I need the rest of the pieces. Like, these ramps aren't even correct. I need to use the upside down ramps on the edges to get it 3 wide and make it look nice from the outside. I want to use the pillars to support it. I got a whole bunch of plans for like walls along the edge, and then a walkway made of glass on top, and all the belts and pipes run under. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing looking. But I need to unlock all the parts first. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna run on to the end of this thing. I feel like they added more hard drives because before update 4 landed and I cleared out all this desert, there wasn't a crash site here. I believe this is new, and it's guarded by a spitter. Okay. I'm just going to mark it in memory that this is here for now. We'll come back to this when I'm more equipped to deal with monsters. But this is the area that I was planning on using for setting up our A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink immediately. It's got 2 or 3 nodes around here within real short range. We're just gonna take all that, mine it out of the ground. I think there's 3 nodes there. see, we got one right there. One right there. We can always use a scanner. I know I can use a scanner, but that takes the fun out of the exploration. Kinda. You know, the scanner would be better. I know the scanner would be better, but this is more fun. Will you let me have some fun? No. You're not allowed to have fun. Use the scanner. Alright, fine. I'll use the scanner. Look, 2 iron nodes right there. What about copper? Is there copper around here? Jeez, you're needy. No, there's no copper around here. That's okay. We just need to use the iron. We'll make some iron ingots. We'll throw them in the A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink for like 2 or 3 points apiece. And we'll just let that run until we collect them. We can collect them at the base. So as long as we got something sinking somewhere, we'll be generating tickets, which is better than we are right now, which is not generating tickets. There is a node over here. Is that copper? Is that copper ping I was getting? Indeed it is. Oh, and there's more iron and stuff. This is a really resource-rich area as far as number of nodes, but the quality of these nodes. I mean, I don't know if you noticed or not, but both of them irons back there were impure. I believe this iron node right here is impure as well, which means out of these 3, even if I throw power slugs in them, oh, this one's pure. We're not going to use this one for sinking. We're going to use this one for projects. But them impure ones are perfect for sinking because they can exactly feed 1 smelter. So I'm going to run over there. I'll get that stuff set up. And I'll come back to you when I got something to show you. Okay. We are back. As you can see, the setup is not big, nor is it permanent. If it was permanent, it would be encased in walls. So, we got our 2 miners down there. One of them ended up being a normal node. The other one was a impure node. So that's 90 total iron per minute. So that's 3 smelters. And as soon as we unlock Mark II belts, that going from that merger to the sink needs to be a Mark II belt so it can handle 90 ingots coming out. So when I grab this and power this to there, everything should turn on. Oh yeah. So the miners are mining. I gotta set recipes on those smelters. There's always something I forget. I can't ever get everything right the first time around. I always have to do some kind of bug fixing to the process. I'm used to it at this point. There we go. Okay. Now I should be making iron ingots as soon as we get... Here comes the iron. Woo-hoo. That's a slower machine and it's farther away. So that's kind of unfortunate, but it's happening. It's happening. So we basically we're just going to turn this thing on and let it run and forget about it. And we're going to go back to the base. And then we can go back to the base and actually check our tickets. See you at base. Okay. We're back here at base. I had to add a biomass burner down there. things are starting to get a little bit silly with my power and what I've got sitting around in places. All this is temporary, except for possibly the location of the hub. The Space Needle is definitely in a permanent location, and this platform is permanent. The new road and those little, that's permanent, but the rest of this, that's all temporary. Even that over there, where we got our initial setup going, that's temporary. But now I wanted to look at the A.W.E.S.O.M.E shop. I heard that there's some new items in here, and I want to take a look. Okay, so yep, we got our normal walls. Okay. Attachments, foundations, vehicles, organization, statues, equipment, and parts. Yep, okay, walls, attachments. It's the same. Foundations. All the same stuff. I need that, I need those, I need those, I need those, I need yeah, I need all this. Where's my glass foundations? What? Lighting? Ceiling lights? Street lights? Floodlights? Lights control. Oh my goodness. Oh, game changer. No longer are we stumbling around in the dark in our factories. Thank you, Coffee Stain Studios. I'm willing to accept some buggy, flickery lights as long as I can see what I'm doing most of the time. That's going to be great. Alright, so I did not see glass. We got the glass walls, but I didn't see the glass floors. Unless I looked at them and missed them. They're in there. Okay, yep, they're in with the foundations. I missed them. They're in there. Okay. So yeah, we're going to want everything on this panel. And everything on this panel. And everything on this panel. Before we start building any kind of permanent build. Because this is pretty much the max of what I want to put down and have to tear back down before I put new stuff in. So I need to throw an awesome sink down over here so I can check how many. This one needs to have power run to it, but it doesn't need to be on. And it's just to pick up parts. To check how many tickets we have and pick up tickets. Let's see here. Do we have? Yep. Okay. Can it reach? Yep. All right. I got 500. Okay, it's taken 2 points per ingot. We'll just let that run in the background for a while, and then I'm going to stop recording now, and when my voice feels better, I'll come back and record some more, and we'll see how many tickets I've accumulated. Alright, we're back. It's been a couple of days since the last clip. My voice is still terrible. I apologize for that, but we're going to push through and get this out anyway. It's been a few hours of in-game time, and we have 12 coupons, almost 13 coupons ready, and our assembler over there has been churning out rotors and reinforced iron plate. So we're going to grab that. I'm going to go down to the other storage bin down there and grab the stuff I need for the next two things in the hub. We need some plates and some cable and some concrete and some rods and some more plates. So I'm going to run and grab this stuff. We're going to turn this in. We're going to get into the next tier, and we're going to get started on our first actual project. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. Down here at our initial setup, I doubled up the storage. So we've got all of our iron coming into this first bin here. We're going to need that, that, and that. That's 600. We're going to need 2 stacks of rods. Alright. We got copper. We're going to need some cable. And over here we have concrete in these 2 bins. Alright, that should be everything. I'm going to run back up there. I'll see you in a minute. Alright, back at the hub. We're going to turn in the stuff for jump pads. And there we go. We got our original button back now. It's not the Christmas special thing anymore.
Milestone reached. Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
Yes. Now I heard that these things got an upgrade. Oh, that is nice. Oh, that's a game changer. Now, can I adjust the... Oh my. So you click it once and that places it. And then you click it again. And then that lets you rotate the... Oh my, that is so nice. And then the landing pads. Here's a question. Does the landing pad show you your landing zone too if there's one out there? There's that. Let's do it so it's going to land. Sure, there. And then I'm experimenting for science, folks. Oh, it does. That's so nice because then you'll be able to place it exactly where you need it to be. Oh, that's going to be so helpful. See, I never used the jump pads before because they were tedious to work with. You had a lot of trial and error to figure out where they were going to land, and it was just all around just a pain in the butt, so I just avoided it. But now that's going to be so much better. Alright, and the next thing is going to be Logistics Mark II, which is the belt we need for our screws manufacturing plant to get our automated plates and rotors going. So we're going to let the pod come back. When the pod comes back, we're going to turn in the next thing, and then we'll collect our tickets and we'll visit the A.W.E.S.O.M.E shop, and then we'll get going with what we've got planned for today's project. I apologize about this video taking so long, everybody. My voice is absolutely shot, and I apologize. I'm sorry. It's hard to record, but I'll see you guys when the pod comes back. Alright, here's the pod. That is so cool. They put a lot of detail into the animations in this game. Sky-2. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. There was something I wanted to show you guys, but I might have to wait. I'll circle back around to that. But now we got to put the next set of ingredients into the hub. Well, we need these and some of that, and there we go.
Milestone reached. Improved versions of conveyor belts and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Fantastic. Okay. Let's look. So now we've unlocked our Mark II belt system, which is fantastic. Now we can actually get to work. Almost. We have one more thing we need to do. Let's take those. Oh, did I not grab them? Whoops. There we go. And we have to be sparing with these. First, I want to get the foundations. This is a must. Put that in the cart. Okay. The foundations. Put that in the cart. Oh, this is just like an online store. This is fantastic. Yes, the foundation pillars. I already got those, didn't I? And now I need... what's my cart looking like? 8 tickets. I got 5 more. I need 1 more ticket to get the catwalks. And then 3 more tickets to get lighting. Lighting will not be that important for now. But I do need the 1 more ticket to get those. Well, let's see what kind of... I could get the conveyor walls for 5. I think that might actually be a better move right now. Okay, so let's throw that in the cart, and that give us 13. Alright. So, there we go. Now, when we go to our walls, we have the conveyor walls. And in our foundations, we got all this stuff here. Now I can get to work and actually build an actual building. And do what I want to do with this and that and that. So I'm going to get to work. Hello, everyone. It's the next day of recording. Voice is still shot, but I've been working all night. Well, not all night, but I worked late into the night last night. Something I wanted to point out. Sunrise is in the west in Satisfactory. Check that out. There's 2 suns. One of them comes out at night and is actually closer than that moon. It passed in front of it last night when I was watching. And then there's that moon. So there's 2 moons. I don't know if you'd call that a moon. It's probably a planet way out there. And there's some other things I've noticed. I'm on the new building that I said I was going to build. We'll talk about what's inside this in a second. If you catch it, I'm not catching it right now, but there's a new animal in the game. You can't interact with it or anything, but it's there, like the fog effect. It just shows up. It's like a flock of dragonflies or something, and they just go overhead, but they're about this high off the ground. Like, there they are right there. I don't know if you saw that. There were little wisps of they're critters. They fly around in a swarm and it goes all over the place. And that's pretty cool. The atmosphere and environment in this game is really, really well done. So we've got a new assembly plant here. Underneath this building, which is along the road that goes to our A.W.E.S.O.M.E sink out there. Underneath this building, let me see if I can get over here on the glass and you look down there. You can't really see it through that. There's a miner, a Mark 1 miner on a pure node iron down there, giving me 120 iron a minute. And with that 120 iron a minute, I'm making 120 iron ingots, which I then send to a set of 8 constructors, which each one processes 15 iron ingots into 15 iron rods every minute. So that's 15, 30, 45, 60 for 4 of them, and 60 and 60 is 120. What I was talking about earlier about the details, if you look right here, C0N-5TRUCT-0R01. That says constructor, but it's written with numbers. It's really cool. And your smelters have that, and your biomass burners have that on them. Actually, 2 different spots on the biomass burner. But I've noticed in this particular spot, above this particular node, in this desert, and let's see, to give you an exact where I'm at, I'm not too far away from that new crash pod zone. If it's new or not, I don't know, but this crash pod, there's an iron node here, and it's the 3rd valley in the sand dunes away from the edge of the desert over there. Something about this location turns my game into a slideshow when I walk through this area. I don't know what it is. I have no clue. There's something about rendering that area out there, because if I walk backwards through here, it's no problem. Or if I'm facing this way, it's no problem. But when I turn around this way and try to go through here, it just chunks out. So I don't know what's going on with it. But here we have, let's see, this is where our iron comes up from the smelter, comes in on this belt and gets split. That's coming in at 120 per minute, split 60 into that one, 60 into that one. Let me get up here. And then the 60 gets split into a 30 and a 30 on each side, so that these smelters can handle all that they can handle. I better set all my recipes. I haven't turned this thing on yet. I'm still doing some troubleshooting. But this is what I'm talking about, turning my game into a slideshow. And it's not auto-saving or anything like that. And it was like that from the beginning, when it was just empty desert out here. I have no idea what's doing it. But anyway. And okay, so yep, we're smelting the ingots. We're smelting the ingots. Smelting the ingots. Sending it all down here into this row of constructors. And then we're sending half of it up to them constructors up top. And then all of it, slideshow. Terrible in this particular spot. Building this was a nightmare. From up there, all of the iron rods are going to come down here. That's 60 a minute coming down from up there, and 60 a minute from this floor. They get merged into here onto this 120 line, and that's a 120 lift going down. And we go down, and then they come out of the wall right there, and then we split it. And so we got 120 coming out, so we split it in half. We send 60 that way and 60 that way. That 60 gets split into a 30 and a 30. Okay. This 30 comes down and gets split 10, 10, and 10 into these three constructors. The other 30 comes down and gets split 10, 10, and 10 into these two constructors and out that way. Because we only need 5 constructors making screws for our requirements. We only need 200 screws a minute. Each one makes 40 screws a minute out of 10 rods a minute. So if we send them 50 rods a minute, we'll get our 200 screws a minute. Let's go back here and look. So our screws are coming out. We've got the middle machine is coming out and getting split in half. 50 go or 20 go that way and 20 go that way. And then the 40 out of that machine and the 40 out of that machine all get merged into this one and sent down the bottom line. And then the 40 out of that machine and the 40 out of that machine plus the 20 out of here get merged into that one and sent up the top line. So we've got 100 on the bottom line and 100 on the top line. And then go to the different assemblers down here, which are making rotors. They need 20 iron rods per minute and 100 screws per minute. So we got 100 screws on each line. The leftover iron rods from the screws come into this merger. Okay. And then the other 60 slideshow. It's only this particular location. I do not get it. It's nothing that I built here. This stuff isn't even turned on yet. It's been like this the entire build, and I don't know why. But I can hardly move around in here. But anyway, the other 60 comes out here, and that gets split. I got 10, or no, 20 and 20 and 20. That 20 comes out and merges with that 10. So these 30 go up, over, down, over, and around into a storage bin for later. We're going to sink those because we're not going to need them. This 40 comes over here and goes up into a splitter and then gets split 20 there and 20 there into these two assemblers. So they're getting exactly the correct number of what they need to be making their grand total of 8 rotors a minute. And the 8 rotors a minute will get merged onto this one line over here and sent out to our main bus that's going to run into the storage system at the main part of the factory down there. So when I connect this power, this whole system will turn on. Maybe we might still be okay. Remember, this max consumption is counting the awesome sink that we have at base that we're not using, so we have to account for that. My capacity is 230. That thing uses like 100, like 15 or something, so I should be fine. as long as I don't ever use that awesome sink down there. But there we go. We have rotors set up. And we can start sinking these iron rods. And then we can convert that setup that we have down there into iron plates. The reinforced plates. And then we can get some smart plating going and get our first project part sent to the space elevator. But that's going to do it for today, everyone. We got a lot of work done today. Well, this episode, it took almost 2 weeks, and my voice is still not completely healed. I apologize for that. Hopefully I'll be back in full health soon, but until then, you people have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like and sub before you go, and we'll catch you next time. Arctic Wolf out.